According to the National Electrical Code, NEC, an electrical circuit supplying a swimming pool or spa must be independent of all other circuits as stated in Article 680.22. All electrical equipment, including metal conduit and junction boxes, within 5 feet of the inside wall of the pool or spa must be bonded, according to Article 680.26. D1. The metal fence surrounding a pool or spa must be bonded to the electrical grounding system, as stated in Article 680.26. B2. A spa must be supplied by an individual branch circuit according to Article 680.41. The circuit must be sized according to the spa's maximum load and must be protected by a circuit breaker or fuse with the appropriate rating according to Article 680.42. In the situation described, the spa is within 5 feet of the pool and requires bonding. The fence surrounding the pool and spa must also be bonded. The spa can be fed from its own 40-amp 220-volt circuit, which is independent of the pool pump circuit. The spa should be installed by a qualified electrician who is familiar with the NEC. It is highly recommended to install a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, on the spa circuit for added safety. The pool and spa should be inspected regularly to ensure electrical safety. In more detail, let's look at the bonding requirements. Bonding is the permanent joining of metallic parts to form an electrically conductive path that ensures electrical continuity and the capacity to conduct safely any current likely to be imposed. The purpose of bonding is to create an equipotential plane, minimizing voltage differences and reducing the risk of electric shock. For spas and pools, this is achieved by connecting all metallic parts within a certain proximity to a common bonding grid. Article 680.26 of the NEC details the specific requirements for bonding in and around pools and spas. This includes the pool reinforcing steel, metal fittings, and electrical equipment. The bonding conductor must be solid copper, insulated, covered or bare, and not smaller than 8 American wire gauge. The connection points must be accessible for inspection and testing, although they do not need to be externally accessible. Equipment that needs to be bonded includes metal parts of the pool structure, such as the reinforcing steel. If the pool has a conductive shell, it must be bonded. Perimeter surfaces within 3 feet horizontally of the inside wall of the pool, extending to a depth of 12 inches below the maximum water level, must be bonded. Metal fittings, such as ladders, handrails, and diving boards, must be bonded. All electrical equipment associated with the pool, including pumps, filters, heaters, and lighting fixtures, must be bonded. Any metal conduit or junction boxes within 5 feet of the inside wall of the pool must also be bonded. For fences, any metal fence surrounding the pool or spa must be bonded to the electrical grounding system. This helps to prevent a potential difference between the fence and the ground, reducing the risk of electric shock to anyone touching the fence. The bonding conductor should be connected to the fence at multiple points to ensure good electrical continuity. Now let's move on to the electrical circuit requirements. The electrical circuit supply in a swimming pool or spa must be independent of all other circuits, as stated in Article 680.22. This means that the spa should have its own dedicated circuit breaker in the electrical panel. This ensures that the spa has its own power source and is not sharing a circuit with other appliances or equipment. A spa must be supplied by an individual branch circuit as per Article 680.41. This requirement is in place to ensure that the spa has a reliable and safe power supply. The circuit must be sized according to the spa's maximum load and must be protected by a circuit breaker or fuse with the appropriate rating as stated in Article 680.42. To determine the appropriate size for the circuit breaker and wiring, you need to calculate the total load of the spa. This includes the heater, pump, lights, and any other electrical components. The circuit breaker should be sized at 125% of the spa's maximum load to account for continuous operation. For example, if the spa's maximum load is 30 amps, the circuit breaker should be rated at 30 amps times 1.25, which equals 37.5 amps. In this case, a 40 amp circuit breaker would be appropriate. The wiring should be sized according to the ampacity of the circuit breaker. The National Electrical Code, NEC, provides tables that list the ampacity of different wire sizes. For a 40-amp circuit, you would typically use 8 American wire gauge copper wire or 6 American wire gauge aluminum wire, depending on the installation conditions. It is highly recommended to install a ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, on the SPA circuit for added safety. A GFCI is a device that monitors the current flowing through a circuit and detects any imbalances. If the GFCI detects a leakage current of 5 mA or more, it will trip the circuit breaker and shut off the power to this SPA. This can help to prevent electric shock in the event of a ground fault. GFCI protection is required for all electrical outlets and equipment within 10 feet of the inside wall of the pool or SPA. This includes the SPA's power supply, as well as any convenience outlets that may be used for other electrical equipment. The GFCI should be installed in a readily accessible location, such as an electrical panel or near the SPA's power supply. The GFCI should be tested regularly to ensure that it is functioning properly. This can be done by pressing the test button on the GFCI and verifying that the circuit breaker trips. Now, let's review additional safety measures. The SPA should be installed by a qualified electrician who is familiar with the NEC. A qualified electrician will have the knowledge and experience to properly install the SPA and ensure that it meets all applicable codes and regulations. This includes properly sizing the circuit breaker and wiring, installing GFCI protection, and bonding all metallic parts. The electrician should also be able to inspect the SPA to ensure that it is safe to operate. The pool and SPA should be inspected regularly to ensure electrical safety. Regular inspections can help to identify potential hazards such as damaged wiring, loose connections, or corroded equipment. The inspection should be performed by a qualified electrician or a certified pool and SPA inspector. The inspection should include a visual inspection of the electrical equipment, as well as testing of the GFCI protection and bonding connections. Any identified hazards should be corrected immediately to prevent electric shock or other safety risks. Here is a brief summary of electrical safety tips. Always turn off the power to the SPA before performing any maintenance or repairs. Never use electrical appliances or equipment near the pool or SPA. Keep electrical cords and equipment away from water. Have the SPA inspected regularly by a qualified electrician. Follow all applicable codes and regulations. Now let's explore Article 680 in further detail. Article 680 of the National Electrical Code, NEC, covers the installation requirements for electrical equipment in and around swimming pools, spas, hot tubs, fountains, and similar installations. Its primary goal is to ensure electrical safety by minimizing the risk of electric shock to people in or near the water. Here is a breakdown of key sections and concepts within Article 680. Firstly, scope and definitions. Article 680 applies to all electrical equipment and wiring associated with swimming pools, spas, hot tubs, fountains, and similar water features. It defines key terms such as bonding, grounding, equipotential plane, and qualified personnel, which are essential for understanding the requirements. Secondly, general requirements. This section outlines fundamental safety measures applicable to all installations covered by Article 680. This includes the use of ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection for electrical circuits serving the water feature and its associated equipment. It also mandates the use of listed or labeled equipment suitable for wet locations. Thirdly, grounding and bonding. Grounding and bonding are critical for preventing electrical shock hazards. Grounding provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, causing the circuit breaker to trip and to energize the circuit. Bonding connects all metallic parts of the pool or SPA structure and equipment to create an equipotential plane, minimizing voltage differences and reducing the risk of electric shock. Article 680 specifies detailed requirements for grounding and bonding, including the size and type of conductors, connection methods, and the specific components that must be bonded. Fourthly, wiring methods. This section addresses the proper wiring methods for electrical circuits serving pools and spas. It restricts the use of certain wiring methods, such as flexible cords, in certain locations and requires the use of approved raceways or direct burial cables for underground wiring. It also specifies minimum burial depths for underground wiring. Fifthly, equipment location. The location of electrical equipment is crucial for safety. Article 680 establishes minimum distances for locating electrical equipment, such as receptacles, switches, and lighting fixtures from the inside edge of the pool or spa. These distances are designed to prevent accidental contact with energized equipment by people in or near the water. Sixthly, underwater lighting. Underwater lighting fixtures pose a unique electrical hazard. Article 680 provides specific requirements for the installation of underwater lighting fixtures, including the use of low-voltage lighting systems, ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI protection, and proper bonding and grounding. It also addresses the installation of lighting fixtures in fountains and other water features. Seventhly, spas and hot tubs. This section provides specific requirements for spas and hot tubs, which are often installed indoors or in close proximity to other structures. It addresses issues such as ventilation, access, and the location of electrical equipment. It also includes requirements for the installation of heaters and other spa equipment. Eighthly, permanently installed pools. This section covers requirements specific to permanently installed pools, including in-ground and above-ground pools. It addresses issues such as bonding of the pool structure, perimeter surfaces, and metal fittings. It also includes requirements for the installation of pool covers and other accessories. Ninthly, storable pools. This section addresses the unique requirements for storable pools, which are typically smaller and easier to move than permanently installed pools. It includes requirements for ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI, protection, bonding, and the location of electrical equipment. It also addresses the use of extension cords with storable pools. Remember that compliance with Article 680 requires careful attention to detail and a thorough understanding of electrical safety principles. Always consult with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector to ensure that your pool or spa installation meets all applicable code requirements. Ignoring these safety requirements can lead to serious injury or even death. Let's briefly discuss common mistakes to avoid. Not using a qualified electrician. Electrical work around pools and spas should only be performed by a qualified electrician who is familiar with Article 680 of the NEC. Improper bonding and grounding. Bonding and grounding are essential for preventing electrical shock hazards. Make sure that all metallic parts of the pool or spa structure and equipment are properly bonded and grounded. Not using ground fault circuit interrupter or GFCI protection. GFCI protection is required for all electrical circuits serving pools and spas. Make sure that all circuits are protected by GFCIs and that the GFCIs are tested regularly. Placing electrical equipment too close to the water. Electrical equipment should be located at least the minimum distances specified in Article 680 from the inside edge of the pool or spa. Using improper wiring methods. Use only approved wiring methods for electrical circuits serving pools and spas. Do not use flexible cords in locations where they are not permitted. Now let's explore how to maintain the electrical systems around pools and spas. Proper maintenance of electrical systems around pools and spas is crucial for ensuring safety and preventing electrical hazards. Regular inspections, testing, and repairs can help identify and address potential problems before they lead to accidents. Here are some key maintenance practices to follow. Firstly, regular inspections. Conduct regular visual inspections of all electrical equipment around the pool or spa, including wiring, receptacles, switches, lighting fixtures, and pumps. Look for signs of damage such as cracked or broken components, frayed wires, or corroded connections. Pay close attention to areas where water may come into contact with electrical equipment. Secondly, ground fault circuit interrupter, or GFCI testing. Test all GFCIs regularly to ensure that they are functioning properly. GFCIs are designed to trip and cut off power when they detect a ground fault, which can help prevent electric shock. To test a GFCI, press the test button on the device. The GFCI should trip and cut off power to the circuit. If the GFCI does not trip, it may be defective and should be replaced. Thirdly, bonding inspections. Inspect all bonding connections to ensure that they are secure and free from corrosion. Bonding connects all metallic parts of the pool or spa structure and equipment to create an equipotential plane, minimizing voltage differences and reducing the risk of electric shock. Check the bonding conductors and clamps for signs of damage or corrosion. Tighten any loose connections and replace any damaged components. Fourthly, wiring inspections. Inspect all wiring for signs of damage, such as cracks, fraying, or exposed conductors. Replace any damaged wiring immediately. Ensure that all wiring is properly supported and protected from physical damage. Use only approved wiring methods for pool and spa electrical systems. Fifthly, equipment maintenance. Follow the manufacturer's recommendations for maintaining electrical equipment, such as pumps, heaters, and lighting fixtures. Regularly clean and lubricate equipment as needed. Replace any worn or damaged parts promptly. Sixthly, professional inspections. Schedule regular professional inspections of the pool or spa electrical system by a qualified electrician. A qualified electrician can identify potential problems that may not be apparent during a visual inspection. They can also perform electrical testing to ensure that the system is operating safely and efficiently. Seventhly, documentation. Keep records of all inspections, testing, and repairs performed on the pool or spa electrical system. This documentation can be helpful for tracking maintenance activities and identifying potential trends or issues. Eighthly, safety precautions. Always turn off power to the pool or spa electrical system before performing any maintenance or repairs. Use caution when working around water and electrical equipment. Never work on electrical equipment when you are wet or standing in water. Ninthly, emergency procedures. Know the location of the main power disconnect switch for the pool or spa electrical system. Be prepared to shut off power in the event of an emergency, such as an electrical shock. Keep a first aid kit nearby and know how to administer first aid for electrical shock. By following these maintenance practices, you can help ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical systems around your pool or spa. Regular maintenance can also help extend the lifespan of your equipment and prevent costly repairs. Remember, electrical safety is paramount when it comes to pools and spas. Do not hesitate to consult with a qualified electrician if you have any concerns or questions about the electrical system.